All right. Ad should be done. Let's get rocking. Hello, I never reloaded. Welcome. Thank you for the follow as well. Masters, Frederick. Hello, fellas. Let me open this away from the desk. Ooh. We got a tall board today, which calls for a tall beverage. 15 stream streak. Have you watched all of them? Up to date? I feel like you probably have. Elquan, hello, watcher person on Twitch. Welcome, welcome. I am up to date, even the stream when yeah, that is nice. They let you keep your streak if you watch the VOD within a certain amount of time. I've done that a few times as well, just to keep streaks going. It's a nice gamification part because I gave up Duolingo a long time ago. I was using it to learn Spanish, and like it eventually got to the point where I was like doing it more out of like, oh, what's the word? Like more of a feeling of having to obligation, more out of a feeling of obligation than like actually trying to learn anything. And I was like, this is not for me anymore. I don't think as a learning tool, but keeping that streak going was a big dopamine hit. So now at least I can keep that with Twitch. I do want to get back into learning a language at some point, but I don't think Duolingo is the ticket for me. And not just because they refused to hire me. That's not true. They didn't refuse. They just weren't hiring remote at the time. I wanted to join their design team and actually talk to one of their design managers for a bit. Why Spanish? Because well, we have a decent Spanish speaking population near where I live, and it just seemed to be. It was more of like knowing some of how Spanish already worked from having taken other languages previously. It seemed like an easy lift to be able to become more fluent in it. But you should learn Canadian. Listen, I don't live that far away. I grew up like 40 minutes from Canada. So I've interacted with Canadians a fair amount. I've been to Canada a bunch. I used to work for Canadians. So I did have to communicate with them in their native tongue. I wish you knew Spanish. Yeah, I mean, it's useful to. Shark, hello. Wait a minute, aren't you streaming right now, Shark? What are you doing? I thought you were streaming. Or are you doing that and commenting at the same time and doing a little multitask? Took French in high school like an idiot. I also took French in high school. But then partway through high school, then I switched and started taking Latin and then continued Latin through college. So that ended up serving me a little bit better. Oh, you just ended? Okay. How did it go? What were you working on? I didn't notice until I was prepping all my stuff that you were on, so I didn't get to pop in. I feel like I've been following a lot more Twitch streamers, Twitch keyboard folks recently. I don't know if people are just I don't know if I'm getting into more niches of discovering more people, or if there's just been a more resurgence of streaming recently. But it's been a lot of fun. We're just doing a board meeting that went over existing projects in IC. And oh, very cool. Yeah, you got some cool stuff cooking. F1 build. My face cam is so clear. That's really good. So you can see every divot and pore and blemish in my face. That's good to hear, though. I'm glad. I'm glad it's coming through. The new internet is probably helping with that. I have a much better upload speed now than I used to. Good looking guy. Shucks, man. French just had the cool teacher, but I would actually get a lot more use out of Spanish, I think. Yeah, potentially. I'll tell you what. I'll just say this. I loved Bad Bunny's halftime show. I feel like my appreciation would have been orders of magnitude higher if I actually spoke Spanish. Mango! Welcome. Everyone, say hi to Mango. Welcome, welcome. All the cool people are here. It is the Keebs of Mango. In the digital flesh. That sounds bad. You're not saying Shark. Say hi to Mango. Don't make me put you in the timeout corner, Shark. The Canadians on TikTok also like Bad Bunny shout out. Yes. Let's see. What did I have? Oh, I have my little check. I make my little checklist of things to mention because I like to do little wait, are there timeout corners? There could be. I mean, I have the power to like time out people. I think for a certain amount of time is a thing you can do. Where is it? Yeah, timeout. You can put people in timeout, which it worked well for my toddler, and that's often how people on the internet act. Thank you for the follow, Nana. Appreciate that. I should. You don't have to leave, Alquan. Everyone be nice to Mango. Everybody be cool. Time me out, you won't. Watch me. There you go. Masters will be back in 10 minutes. Just saying. Oh, they actually deleted the messages. Wow. I did not know that. I don't know how to undo that. He'll be back in a second. I got my finger on the trigger. Okay? You don't have to get ready if you stay ready. I learned that from a Bria Iyengar. Masters just messages me on Discord. Apparently that's the default. I'm sorry, Masters, about that. I don't know how to undo that because when I did it, it like hides your name in the chat, and so I can't select you again. But it'll resurface. I just wanted to see if it would work. I'm sorry, you're the guinea pig. You can click on his name. I can't click on his name. It's unclickable. Can't do it. Anyway. Sorry. Everyone's building F1s. Well, that's because a lot of folks are getting theirs from the drop, the Geon's classic drop that just happened, which is what this one is from as well. So I'm gonna be building that tonight. With a PCB that isn't quite right, it's gonna work, but it's originally for the F1-8K, so it has like the full 8K side cluster, but it's still gonna work. That was one of the only hot swap PCBs they still had. But there's going to be a big new batch of F1 accessories coming into Divinity next week, I think. So I'm going to pick up some more PCBs and stuff then. You can do untimeout username. Okay. There you go. Welcome back. Thank you, Shark. I don't know all the fancy goods. You're free! Let that be a lesson to all of you. That I don't know how Twitch works. Make sure you turn off the LEDs. Is that about the F1? Yeah, the PCB I got, has the big like snowflake cluster of LEDs. Yeah. Dobby is free. I gave him clothes. No, I'm not gonna. I only ban the dummies. So you're all safe. Free from Twitch jail. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant, Alquan. But I'll get some more. There's going to be a bunch more PCBs and plates and other stuff coming in to Divinity next week, they said on Discord. So I'm going to probably pick up some more. I did get a solder PCB as well because I'm in soldering practice. So we'll work our way up to that. What else in... Oh, yeah, I want to talk about some other keyboard news stuff. The big one that I'm really excited about right now is the float which Tristan built yesterday on stream, which is very cool. It has been released. Speaking of things being released from jail, it is free from the pall of space cables and the failed group buy there. Well, I mean, it was, I don't know, it might have been a very successful group buy, but then space cables disintegrated. So I'm very excited about the float. I mean, look at this. It's $120 and that comes with the PCB. So it's like it's the full kit except for, switches and caps and stabs. And it sounds surprisingly good from what I can gather from the old builds and from the newer builds that I've seen. Exit scammed you? Yeah. Yeah, I had some stuff that got ruined by space and by lubed. But anyway. Really wish they would do an HHKB version. I mean, I don't see why. Like, maybe, it's just coming back, and if it's really successful, I don't see why they couldn't kind of extrapolate this out to other form factors and layouts, too. But space cables, they exit scammed. Yeah, like what Master said, literally disappeared. Like, it was just... Granted, I wasn't as invested in it as I was in Lubed, where I was, like, watching the drama unfold in Discord every day. But... No EU vendor? Yeah, that is a bummer. But again, it may be one of those things where they're going to like see how well it does and then go from there. But this, I mean, you know me, y'all know me. This caution orange, this like yellowy orange is extremely up my alley. So I want to go for this for sure. And that the hammered textures are also kind of cool. It's reminiscent of, it's much finer and not as crackly as like some of the coatings than like the Salvation or the Event Horizon or something like that. But it's a really nice finish. But I'm looking forward to that a lot. I think there's also going to be... Oh, I didn't actually open a tab about it, but I think Bowl also said, speaking of other keyboards, that there's going to be a pre-order for the Pangea Mini on Friday? Is that right? I think that includes both the stock colors and the Millennium Edition, which is cool. Kirist, hello! Hello, Chris. Oh, by the way, Chris has an excellent Discord now. If you want a cool, chill place to hang. So check that out. Chris Cord, which was my idea. Chill. Yes. Well, if it's like a lot of banter, a lot of good-natured arguing, which is very entertaining, and it's all done in good humor. So, at least from what I can gather, so it's fun. A lot of banter, a lot of shownies, exactly. It's fun. Friday this week, I believe. Let me double check that I'm not talking out of my ass about that. I think it was in the Pangea Mini announcement channel. Pre-orders for both the Millennium Edition and the other 3 colorways are on the 27th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I only love you and Jabronis. Wait, and Shark. Did Shark ever say hello and was nice? Okay. I won't time out anybody else. I regretted that decision immediately. I tried to play it off. I felt so bad. But yes, there you go. Discord is tough, and it's only getting tougher. Anyway, so pre-orders for the Pangea Mini are supposed to go up, including the Millennium Edition, which is... Look at these weights. Holy cow. So cool. Let's see. I don't feel bad I asked for it. To make it up for you, I got an F1 plate for you. So, what else? There's a couple other DCS sets coming out that I thought looked pretty fun. I can only find the link for this on Jay's site, Prototypist, but the new Polch, like Pink Dolch, looks really fun. I mean, I'm a sucker for DCS, as you also know. And it has some of the shine-through caps, which is fun. But Polch is in the works. And then DCS Cream Cheese and Green, which is a mouthful of a name. is Novel Keys right now. It's in Group Buy. And it's at a bunch of other places. It's at Geon, it's at Prototypist, and a bunch of other places around the world as well, which is fun. I like the little red accents too. It makes it almost feel like pimento olives to me instead of cream cheese, but like cream cheese and olives and stuff, which is kind of cute. Let's see. I gotta catch up. Should have said everyone was showing us and Kevin. That was mean. Polch good. I know that. Oh, you do. Cool. Yeah, I've like all of these little like sets keep filtering in, and I like write down the name, and I don't always keep all the details intact. Hello, Eisenheim. Welcome, welcome. You hate the name of this set. I mean, it is what it says on the tin, but it's not like super evocative or compelling. But hello, everybody. Welcome. So those are some interesting things happening and coming soon that are on my radar that I'm excited about. Also, they announced the new the date for the next Novel Keys meetup, which is going to be August 29th, I want to say, in Morgantown, which I will not be able to go this year because I've got my daughter's birthday, actually, right then. So I will not be attending the NK meetup this year. Oh, thank you. I do like the colors as well. This is my Game Changer sweater, if you're at all familiar with the Dropout show, Game Changer. The only game show where the game changes every show. The sweater needs a key set. I agree. I think, well, it kind of goes with some influence. I mean, a little bit that's kind of going on with Extended 2048. But yes, you did spot it. This is a can of Ski Patrol. From Vivant Brewery here in Grand Rapids. It is a nice wheat ale. Yum yum, indeed. But that's enough yapping. Let's dig into the board, shall we? So yes, as was pointed out, I, like many others, have been got an F1 recently, and wanted to build it. So, got a few options here. My original plan, since this is the V2 Classic with the coating, the L9 and the U9 coatings, I thought about going, in full Geon fashion with Black Snail, perhaps, which is my first plan to do. But I also thought, and we'll see, it might look really rad if we wanted to try out the Swag Keys beige set again, or something like Analog Dreams. Might look really nice too. Or any other beige-ish thing that we've got going on. But those are my thoughts for right now. And we got some switch options too. Analog Dreams! What do be the classic doing? It's a very interesting sentence structure. Gonna use Night Stabs, but then I thought about trying, because I've had a lot of instances with plastic plates, and I have not enjoyed the sound of the Type Plus granites as much. But I think, as Alex even said on his stream yesterday, they do much better on alu. So I thought about maybe giving them a try again today on an alu plate, and they kind of are beige-ish and kind of fit. So they are a little deeper than some switches I'm used to, but they might do really well on alu, so we'll see. For some reason I wanted to say what color, but I kept forgetting classic is one color. Yeah. F1 is best alu keyboard. I'm excited. I'm only ever typed on someone else's, so I'm really excited to try it. There it is. But first, let's get into the doodads. We got some hardware. We have the feet, as well as the cool nameplate. This little guy. I do have a solder PCB, but I also have a hot swap PCB. There it is. Geon. Whee! I'm not soldering today, unfortunately. I just got my last bit of soldering supplies. So I'm not gonna jump right in with a keyboard. I have three other actually small solder projects I'm gonna practice with first, but be doing that on stream in the future. I have a little like build your own essentially like LED Tetris that I'm gonna solder and put together. And there's another basically like a Simon, like a memory game. That's a solder kit that I'm gonna build, and then I also got a Skillet 60 from Novel Keys. That'll be my first solder keyboard practice. And then after that, I'll start getting into more valuable keyboards. But soon enough, I have everything I need now. I've got the solder, I've got my iron, I've got the fume extractor, I've got sponges and brass wool for cleaning the tip, and got a silicone mat to work on. I got the whole 9 yards now, finally. There's O-ring, which I did double check how this works beforehand. It is not a typical gummy O-ring that wraps around. It's like just a single strand that you have to trim, which I did not know about. About to bust out my classic F1. You should. I did get some foam just for kicks and giggles, because I know that Frank has mentioned before that sometimes F1s can sound a little bit better with some case foam. So I did get a sheet of case foam just in case. Couple of plates. This is the 1.1 aluminum plate. So one of these is for Master's bedroom. The other for me that we will be building with today. And a couple of our PCBs. So, as I mentioned, the hot swap one that I was able to get is one that is actually meant for the F1-8K. So you can see it has a lot more sockets over here because of the AK column. But it will still work in the F1-8X. We just won't put switches in those spots. So it'll still work just fine. What are the cameras you're using? They look so good. Oh, well, thanks. I didn't know everything was coming through so crispy today. My face cam is a Sony A6000, I think. I bought it used from B&H. So I don't remember what it went for, but it was like pretty cheap as far as they went at the time. And then my desk cam is an A6400. Just because it can do 4K, and I may want that in the future. So, yeah, for a 12-year-old cam, it gets the job done. Yeah. You look extra cute today? Well, thank you. You type extra cute today. How did I get it to look that good? I mean, I futzed with the settings a bunch. I don't remember what all I did. I mean, I am... technically, and Twitch keeps reminding me of this, I am streaming at an unstable bit rate to get a higher quality than I'm supposed to. But I wanted to keep that with my better internet now. I think that's going to work. So it is sampling a higher quality than it's supposed to, but I haven't had an issue with it yet since I got the new internet. Nice stock lenses. Yeah, these are just the kit lenses that came with it. So the only money I've put into lenses is for my Fuji, for my photography camera, that I've sometimes also used as like an over-the-shoulder. But eventually that just felt like overkill to have that many cameras. And this is the solder PCB that I got. So just very straightforward. So nice options as far as layout goes. But we'll work our way up to this. It's one of the Galatea PCBs that they have. But apparently they'll be getting more Galateas in the Divinity restock. Are you using a MacBook? Yep. This is an M1 MacBook, which is actually my work machine, technically. But it's an M1 Max. So I have... the face cam is running through a hub, a CalDigit hub. And then the overhead is actually piped directly into my MacBook right here. Oh, the Corlissium. Yeah. Yeah, it looks so, and they're getting more of the other colors in the restock too, like the yellows and the reds and stuff. So I'm gonna pick up some more solder PCBs. For sure. I think that's everything out of the top. So let's take a look at this beast. Oh, goodness. I did already peek at it, just to make sure. Alu half was nice in the F1. Yeah, I might be interested in getting into like half plate type stuff now that once I start soldering. But we're gonna start slow with the whole soldering thing. But you all will get to watch me practice practice live as we get into that. Oh man. I love those weights. There it is. So this is L9 on the top and U9 on the bottom as far as the colors go. It is a chonker for sure. A lovely beige. There's the side. And there's where the little badge can go. Right there. A little adhesive badge. Maybe let's do that first. Got a little adhesive strip on it. Yeah, and I have Black Snail. Granted, I don't have the... I have the base kit and the alt alphas and like some novelties, but I don't have any of the other accents. There we go. Nice. Putting on the badge is the highlight. Saved it. Well, hopefully the board actually functioning as a keyboard will be the highlight. But we'll see. So, let's dig in to our hot swap here. Set some stuff aside. And keep this in frame because it's so beautiful. I'll just set it right over here. All these F1s make me kind of miss mine. Why'd you get rid of yours, F1? Oh, yours comes in Thursday? Very fun. All right, so there's the PCB. This is a 6.25 kind of set bottom row layout. But it does give us some nice options with like the right shift and everything. But I think we'll just stick with a very basic layout and do the usual like full backspace, full right shift. Since we have the extra keys on the bottom, we can put a function down here and, you know, do a stepped caps. It's a chonker. Doing a build stream as well. Can't wait to see how the red pops. Oh. Oh, I already follow you. I was like, I'll follow you and then I can watch it, but I already do follow you. I think I followed you yesterday or the day before, actually. Wasn't using it and needed money? That's totally fair. That is totally fair. Good reason. I also have a bunch of boards I am not using and we need to get money out of them. All right, I think I have a couple options here that were... Oh, this is the new box. Where's the old stuff? I had a little bit of stuff already prepared. This is... Oh, it's even the right size. What do you know? I already had those ready to go. I didn't know this one was a 6.25. So we can speed up things a little bit. And I think we'll only need two more. Two more 2Us. Which I might actually have in my fabulous box of Misfit stabilizer parts. Which is over here, I think. You did? Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey. Oh man, are these already lubed and everything? Hold on, hold on. I think they might be. Thanks, past me. Well, in that case, we might have just saved a bunch of time. I think that's not enough screws for everything. I'll double check to make sure that the lube is okay, though. Time to clean and re-lube them for the stream? Nah. There we go. Between those, that should be good. Although I might actually redo the space bar just to be safe. But we'll see how it is. I spent too much time yapping at the beginning. Ooh, excuse me. It's been a long day. I was fighting with email servers at work today, which wears you down. Doing a big launch next week, and so we're sending out some teaser emails to hundreds of thousands of people, which always is a fun stress on our system. Because we have some kind of home-rolled email stuff that we use. Email servers for real. Like, we have some like mailing lists that we've built, like dynamic stuff and different things. And if we were to send an email to our entire user base, that's upwards of like 5 million. And then like we start getting like some companies and things thinking we're doing like spam and different stuff. So we have to like batch it and do all this other stuff. Anyway, but like trying to actually get that stuff out the door without the whole system choking is a feat of engineering. Thankfully, I don't have to mess with the back end very much. And we have some very smart people who do, but I had to ping them and be like, hey, so nothing's working? Can you give the system some more RAM? Which they did. You're going to be one of those back-end people one day? Maybe I'll be asking you for help. I just make pictures. Please, can you make the emails go? Whoop. Whoop. Come on now. Screws jumping all over the place. Oh god, back end. Yep. Beyond my realm. I've done some front end work. Some front end coding. But I could never work on like databases or systems. Yep. That's where that other little ring went. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention when I was talking about novelty stuff. Mike was streaming earlier today. I don't know if any of you caught that. And was talking about the new board from Artifact, who showed it off actually at the Novelties meetup. They're like a design studio, an actual physical product design studio from Germany. And they've actually like designed speakers for Bang & Olufsen and stuff like that. And they had a previous keyboard project that was like the machining and the engineering was insane. And it looked really cool, but it didn't review super well and didn't sound great. I can't remember what it was called. But their new board, they actually had like their prototype of it at the Novel Keys meetup. And Mike was showing that off again on stream today because they're going to be vending it in the US when it actually goes. And he was mentioning, the prototypes are going to go out to various streamers we all know and love, Diego and Alex and Marcia and stuff like that. And he said, yeah, it's going out to everyone. And so I commented and I was like, everyone? And he said he would send me one. So at some point, he said, remind me later and we'll talk about it. So at some point, I'll get to stream Artifact's new board. So depending on how it is, I gotta bone up on my soldering. I don't know what it'll be. What was the name of the studio again? I think it was Noto Design or something like that, I think. It's kind of the overarching umbrella group. But I mean, the prototype was really cool. And they're actually doing something with the mounting. It reminded me of the lattice blocks that Mode uses. But these are also kind of like a 3D printed material. But they're going to completely open source them and open source the files. And then you can change basically what the interior structure is like to determine how flexible it is and all this other stuff and how it bottoms out. And they had like 3 different examples or so of different ones that they've designed and the interior lattice work and how they affect typing. And so I think that's really cool that you could design and make your own mounting for these things. And it just looks really cool too. And the top is completely magnetic. So it's an interesting time for magnetic boards with like that and the float potentially coming around. Or I guess the Artifact one isn't coming out anytime soon, but necessarily. But some of these really strong, magnet boards. Come on now. As long as they don't suffer from the... Well, I know that the float won't because the magnets are screwed into the case. But I hope they don't suffer from some of the same issues that plagued like the Kai V2, where the magnet adhesive just like gave out completely. Oh, the monolith? Yeah. Speaking of Garrett, I also applied for the Omnitype affiliate program recently through their website. Because I was like, hey, why not? They've got stuff coming out I'm excited about and I tell people about, so why not? Couldn't hurt anything. Never hurts to ask, right? Bro just trying to get a discount on those Dynapacks. Listen, I'm tired of waiting for the restock of V2. Give me the damn Dynacap. Maybe if I get on the inside track, I can expedite the Dynapack for the Cloud9. Or the Cloud9, I should say. The Cloud9. Speaking of Omnitype, Gorp should be coming soon, which I think I'll also throw onto... I think it would look really good on this board as well. So maybe we'll do a rebuild when that comes. If I'm feeling confident enough with solder by that point, we could try out a little solder build. Maybe with some of the switches that Masters is working on for me. Jay got his Gorp first. Yeah, I saw the picture. Was it the picture with the jacket? Was that from Jay or was that from somebody else? I did see that show up in Ep's server, I think. Hello, Mal. Welcome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought so. Hello. Hello, Nav. Welcome, welcome. The man of the Nav cluster himself. Which I saw that, I thought I was watching Manu's stream earlier, and that's really cool that you're letting him set up shop in your server. That's awesome. All right. Let's test these. Make sure that the lube is okay still. What a cool plate. I guess technically like this. So yeah, as again, this is the aluminum 1.1 version of the plate. Yeah, I've been bugging him to get a server going. I think he was a bit worried about getting more negativity. Yes, this is my first F1. I've typed on one before. I've never built one. Just got this in from Korea this morning, which is very cool. So let's pop a few switches in here. These bits out right now. When did you order your F1 for it to arrive? Today. I will tell you. I actually can mark it in my spreadsheet as arrived now. I bought it on the 13th. So I bought it as soon as they, as soon as that drop hit. So it's like 8 p.m. on the 13th or something like that. Is when it went live in Eastern Time. Yeah, that is pretty quick. Okay, just chuck this in here to prop things up. And just one up in the corner as well to hold everything together. These are granites, yep. I wanted to give them a go on alu since they tend to sound a little bit better on alu. All right, let's try out the stabs. Make sure we are good. If I don't like them, I got some other switches here, including the Obscuras we used a couple streams ago. Oh, hello, those are upside down. On the other Geon board we built, so, and those sounded great. So, all right, so we'll do backspace. I think we'll do the Alt Alphas, so we'll use the beigey spacebar here. I guess an enter key would also be good, huh? Ooh, let's do the cherry. Oh, let me pause this so I can hear. Yep. I think we're good to go. Actually, what am I doing? I need that. Next time I need to get a larger purchase from Novelkeys, though. And if they're in stock, I want to pick up some of the other accent kits for Black Snail. But I just have not yet. All right, let's get some of this row put in. Anybody else get a ticket to KeyCon? Can't go to Novelkeys, but I am going to go to KeyCon. I'm very excited. Me! Right, because you were on your way to Chicago when the tickets went live, right? I saw your vinyl haul. Looked pretty sick. Yep. No KeyCon for you. There's an Ottawa one coming up too. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I mean, I know you're in Canada, and I would not recommend coming to the United States. So, yeah. Don't remind me I was acting. I was a fool. Just like in general, or do you mean with your vinyl purchases? With your money? Yeah. Easy to do. It was my birthday last week, and I went down to Black Dog Records and bought a bunch of stuff. I went to Black Dog, and then I went to Black Napkin, and it was a very good birthday. So stoked, though. I found so much good crap. That's great. Also not big on the large social stuff, and those large meetups sound like conferences a bit. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, granted, the only meetup I've ever been to was the Novelkeys meetup last year. And then a couple very small events that I've hosted at my co-working space. So I have a little bit of a skewed perspective on that probably, but I have definitely been to design conferences, which are very large and very overwhelming. So we'll see. We'll see how KeyCon stacks up. Vinyl shopping is so dangerous. You go in and pick one up. Yeah, exactly. I also bought a couple books too, so they've got a good range. It's mostly books there, but they've got a nice vinyl section in the back. Far more dangerous now than it used to be. The prices on some of these records is crazy. Mm-hmm. Are you going to KeyCon this year? Yes, sir. I am. Got my ticket. Probably gonna bring the fam. We'll see. Maybe turn it into a multi-day thing because we love Chicago, and we're just a train ride away. Oops. Although you do have to get up, or you have to leave the station at 6 a.m. if you want to take the train from here. But more options if you drive like an hour south. First. Alex, now you. Maybe it's the next hobby beyond keywords, collecting vinyls. I mean, I've been collecting vinyl since 2010. But I feel like there's definitely a lot of collector niches that keyboard enthusiasts often fit into. Like pens, or cameras and photography equipment, vinyl, vintage video game handhelds. You know, there's a lot of crossover between these things. Lego. Watches, exactly. Exactly. Thankfully, I have been spared from that. This is really the only decent watch I have, which is like one of the only bronze that's still made in Germany. But it's like my nice watch. I think I have a Pebble, but you know, not quite the same. Yeah, Gundam. Pokemon cards. What do I collect besides boards? I think figures, but it's been a long while since I got a figurine. I mean, I've got a bunch of designer toys. I mean, can't really see them. They're up here. Like vinyl toys. Vinyl and like resin. I've even got right behind my shoulder is an Iron Giant toy that I got that I have not even opened yet, and it's been there for months. It is one of the ones from Mondo, or Super 7, I mean to say, the Super Cyborg version. Check that out. Love the Iron Giant, but I still have never opened this. I got like 7 or 8 Iron Giants up there of varying scales. That's one of the only things I collect. This guy. We'll do a little show and tell. This guy's one of my favorites. As you can see, to scale. And including a life-size version of the jaw bolt from the end of the movie, if you're familiar with that. This was done by Mondo, but this is just like a soft vinyl. And it's like the scale that it would be in real life. But anyway, I'll set him up right here for now. So I waste my money on multiple things. Not a waste, it's fun. I'm not one of those like pristine, minimal earth tone office types. I definitely appreciate that sort of aesthetic and like desk setups and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, well, first off, I got crap everywhere in here. The floor is covered in keyboard stuff. And then I got like, you know, vinyl toys and like a bajillion colorful books and like a bunch of art on the wall over here from artists that I really like screen prints and all that kind of stuff. It's like I could not do that, the minimal lifestyle. Started to appreciate mechanical watches more than my smart watches. Yeah. Although I do have one of the new round pebbles on the way that I'm interested to try out and see how that goes. Unfortunately for my wallet, I got into audio and watches before keys. Yeah, that'll wipe you out for sure. And I've definitely spent a lot on, like last year, on my streaming setup a little bit more because I only had the one camera. I didn't have a decent mic. I bought like an audio interface and like LED lighting and a C-stand and a bunch of stuff, and that definitely wiped out some funds. Never got into wearing watches. Yeah, watches and rings and jewelry and stuff can really get up there. I rock a $20 Casio every time it breaks. I buy the same one again. Oh, I saw that last time we met up. Is it because it has like the little calculator on it, right? What am I using for my mic? I am using an like Audio Technica shotgun mic, which is just right here, out of frame, just so that I can not have a mic right in my face. Because I used to have a Shure SM7B, which is nice. And I used to do like more podcasting for work and stuff like that, which was nice for that. But I didn't want to have a mic like right in the camera or right in my face while I'm trying to do stuff. Yeah, that's the streamer mic. Yeah, everyone and their mom, exactly. I mean, it's it's a perfectly fine mic. But I started looking into it more as to what some other, and I think it was Evan, Extra Prius Please. I was looking at his setup stuff, and he was recommending or talking about the value of a shotgun mic. Granted, he has a much higher end one, like a Sennheiser, I think, which is also the same one that Alex uses, I'm pretty sure. So this is much more affordable, and it does the trick just fine. So I have it on a little arm clamp to my desk. I moved it closer because I used to have it mounted to the top of the camera, but I think it was just too far away, and I had to turn up the gain more, and it was picking up more room tone, and it felt more hollow. I had zero like soundproofing or sound treatment in here, so I was trying to mitigate that as much as possible. So yeah, it's been fun. Eventually, I do want to write a post about streamy tech stuff at some point on my blog, but because I find those kind of posts extremely valuable and very useful. But what's that? Nav, I just saw you posted me on your server. That's funny. Hey, Iron Giant. Yeah, that actually, their profile picture is from the desktop picture series created by the Icon Factory. I have those on my computer right now. I do have a blog. I mean, it's not keyboard related specifically. It's just my personal blog. But anyway, they made 3 different versions of that background picture. They had like a daytime, a sunset, and a nighttime version. And so there's a program you can use to create time shifting screensavers for Mac OS. Because like it can tie it to specific times or like day-night settings. And so I have it cycle through day and night and sunset in my background with the Iron Giant automatically, which is pretty fun. Does the blog have rants? Or would you write rants? No, it's not really a ranty type of space. I mean, I can share the link if you want to see. I haven't written actually anything in the last couple months on there, but let me get back here. That's my blog. So some of it's been like travelogue stuff. I tend to try to write more about things that I'm enjoying and appreciating. So I have like little enjoyment roundups I do, travelogue stuff, some self-reflection things, year in review, like media type things. Nothing very deep, honestly. It's all very surface level. But some of that's in there. So yeah, feel free to read. Some design stuff, including some stuff that I wrote for like InVision and MetaLab in the past that ended up, when they both changed their websites or went out of business, I resurfaced those blog posts and hosted them myself and zhuzhed them up a little bit. But yeah, pretty basic stuff. I mean, that's what a lot of personal blogs are. Especially for tech folks. Looks fun. Like the clean design. Thanks. Yeah, I designed and hand-coded it all. No newsletter, but there is an RSS feed, which is better than a newsletter in my opinion. Because you get it when you want it, and not when someone else says that you should have it. And RSS is great, and everyone should use it. Also, I don't think I write often enough to warrant having a newsletter. But I appreciate your interest. Maybe I have some keyboard projects in mind. And so I might end up doing some sort of posting about it on there as things progress. But I don't have a timeline in mind for that. It's just all up in here and in sketchbooks. So 15 years, RSS is still going strong. Still a great technology. And there's so many great RSS readers now. My goodness. My social media aggregator of choice is called Tapestry, made by the Icon Factory. Big fans of them. Have been since middle school. And it can pull in Mastodon, Blue Sky, I think Threads, any RSS feed, and it has a bunch of like connectors for others. Like you could pull in Flickr feeds, you could pull in anything into one cohesive timeline, and you can apply mutes and muffles, and it will mute duplicated content from multiple streams. That'd be a fun way to read RSS. Current is a brand new RSS app that's really neat that just came out. Yeah, Tapestry, the Icon Factory, is really great. Anyway, there's a lot of great RSS stuff out there. I'm a big fan of it. I love it. I love RSS. But I'm also like big into the like open source and indie web tech scene. So a lot of that runs on RSS, and people are pretty staunch proponents of it. So I'm maybe a little bit biased. It's not called really simple syndication for nothing. Twitter is cooked, Reddit is cooked, so I'm seeking alternatives. Yeah, exactly. So that's where I go. I get most of my information from blogs and news feeds and stuff like that, including like a lot of more independent news sources that have sprung up, like Aftermath or 404 Media, Mothership. I guess specifically in the gaming space, Mothership or did I say Aftermath? Yeah. A lot of them will have, like, I like to monetarily support a lot of them because they're small companies and they're independent and they're doing good stuff. And a lot of them will have full text RSS feeds as part of like a small monetary donation. And then I can get just like all my gaming news and tech news and stuff from there. The Verge has multiple great RSS feeds. Let's swap the music over to here. There we go. But yeah, they are cooked. I have been interested. I'm just yapping and I'm not doing anything. I have been interested actually to try out Dig now that it's back, and it actually does have some keyboard community on there, which is pretty small, but might look into it as a Reddit alternative. Excuse me. Okay, let's actually get in here. Ugh. Get into there and actually do the O-ring business. I might have missed it. What are the caps going on this? The current plan is Black Snail, but I have a couple other here too if we want to swap around or if we want to do a vote or something. Just because Black Snail shares some colors, because this is L9 and U9, as well as, being Geon. We can go full Geon. We've even got the plate fork. But that was my initial thought, was to do some Black Snail because I've got the alt alphas and some novelties and stuff. All right, what do we need? I think I put that into the build command as well if I planned to do Black Snail, but I could be wrong. I set that up yesterday, so because I knew this was coming today and I was hoping it would come in time. Because these are not magnetic, it seems. F1 always does best with simple classy sets, yeah. Did you see the SW65? I don't know that I did. Or I may have and just don't know the name. This screw does not want to come out. That one's really in there. Goodness sakes. There we go. Toro Star Wars themed board. Let me look it up. The first link that comes up is to group by nation, and it says, this account has expired. Cool. That link doesn't go to anything. You did a YouTube video on it? Okay, well, I'll have to look at it some other time then. None of the top links for it actually go to anything. Oh, here we go. 5 days ago. I see. They took it down because they wanted to avoid too much attention from the big mouse. Sure. I mean, yeah. They get litigious. Is that the correct word? The correct term? So it looks to be black. Is there more to it that's Star Wars? Is there anything on the bottom? Or is it this white one? Or is that the same thing, just in different finishes? Let's see, when he unboxes it, maybe. Oh, I see, there's a helmet on the back. Okay, so we got the first, looks like a First Order Stormtrooper. And this one is what? Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't know if that's enough to make it Star Wars, but interesting. I feel like you could just get a custom weight design for anything to do that. Now, the Sterling video was up. We just peeked at it, but I'm guessing like some of the info about it online has been taken down. All right, let me get these screws out. The big boys. That is interesting, though. I do like some of that. The illustrative design on the weight, the way that was kind of done, I can appreciate, but I feel like you need a little bit more going on to make it Star Wars than just like the front of a helmet on a weight. But that is me, though. All right, now we get to do the fun O-strip stuff. And I say fun because I was a little worried about it until I watched a couple of Twitch videos on how to actually do it correctly. If the conglomerate, yeah. They do own a lot. So here's the strip. And I got my little snippers here. So yeah, to answer your question, Nav, it's fun. Granted, I didn't watch it very closely, and I don't know what it sounds like or anything, but I think it needs more going on to be a Star Wars board, personally. The fun part, yeah. Well, at least I know it wedges into the top case pretty well, and then you have to put the assembly in, and then kind of tuck the strip in between. And then, you're not actually trying to wrap it around anything or whatever. So it seems like it's pretty straightforward. And also the tricky part, not to scratch anything with my snippies. So it's probably good that we didn't have to lube in these stabs, because who knows how long this could take. I'm just practicing keyboard tedium for when I eventually do Dynacap. Or EC in general. Not as bad as some people say. It was more annoying than I thought it would be. Yeah, I know, because like if there's any little motion of the assembly, like it could just like pop out the side or whatever, but it's a little too long still. Just make sure I got it in there. Let me use the butt end of this. Though I imagine it'll also smush in more once it's actually compressed against the plate. There we go. Yeah, I was a little confused from reading the build guide initially, and I was like, huh? When it was talking about how these work. But then I watched Frank build an F1, and I watched people giving advice to Alex on a Twitch stream to build an F1, so I was like, okay. Yeah, if it doesn't fall out when you flip it, that's fine. I know the part that'll actually come out more easily is on the bottom case, so. Let's see. I feel like I'm caulking a bathtub or something. The one thing that I missed a lot at the start was not over tightening screws. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, the screws were pretty tight in this when I got it, which was a little odd. But yeah, just taking it easy. Something I also learned building polycarbonate boards. There we go. Beauty. All right. So I think, now this is if you want, because they do have the option here, I don't know if you can see this, to attach, if you want to use a PCB that doesn't have an integrated daughter board, you can install a daughter board here. And then this little recess in the weight is somewhere where you could like tuck a cable or something. So I might unscrew and flip the weight, which is something it said you could do. Since I shouldn't need that space. Now this will be without, oh goodness. I feel like I'm holding like a gold, like a valuable ingot of currency. There we go. Yeah, as soon as I took this out of the bag, I was just like, oh. There we go. Take it easy. Bit of the pain in the ass to take the weight out, but yeah. Feels great in the hand. Yeah, like the weight and the feel and the form factor. I feel like this is like what Beskar would feel like from The Mandalorian, like the stuff that they make the armor out of. For a rebuild, try it without the weights. Interesting. How does that affect the sound in your opinion? Just more resonant? So let me actually set this aside. Makes it louder, more resonant. Yeah. My F1 keycaps should arrive on Thursday. I look forward to rebuilding it. Nice. Run without weights entirely. Very interesting. Yeah, I wonder how that would be, because I know like these switches specifically are a little deeper. How that might affect some things. So let me set it in, and then we will do... Oh wait, actually I did want to put a little bit of foam down, just to see how it is. Although I think this is slightly different. This is F13 foam, so it is slightly off. But we'll see. The weighted sounded dead to me. Interesting. Well, then maybe I'll try it without this. Just see how it goes. You can always throw that back in later. 6.25 WinKey kind of bass. That was the hot swap they had available. Well, no, that's not true. There was another hot swap PCB in the store with the Geon stuff at the time, but it had flex cuts in it, and I don't fuck with flex cuts. Do not care for them, personally. Alright, so I think I want to do around here. Let me just double check what I'm doing. Alright, so there's the little trough. Hey, look at that. Lovely. And then we need 2 pieces for the back. I feel like I'm going to eat like licorice rope or something with this. So let's lay it out on top to measure. So right about there. Surprised you like it? What if... Oh, yeah. Let's cut off a wee bit more. You eat black licorice? I don't love licorice flavor much. I really only like it in the context of absinthe, honestly. I do like that. And fennel. Fennel has kind of an anise flavor as well. So fennel and absinthe, I guess, are the only versions of that kind of flavor that I actually enjoy. I don't like the combo of that flavor and chewing, I think. On TKLs, I prefer wing keyless, but if it's wing key, I do 6.25. It's for old people. What, black licorice is for old people? Or are you saying 6.25 spacebars are for old people? Licorice, yeah. Granted, I feel like I like a lot of old people candies. Like Neckos are considered old people candy now, I guess. I like Necco wafers. But I don't think they've made new Neckos for the past like 3 decades. I think it's just the same stock of Neckos that they're trying to get rid of. But I love them. I had Neckos all the time growing up. Granted, I do prefer, for what it's worth, I do prefer the all chocolate ones. If that's not available, I will go for the normal randomized flavor pack. That's crazy. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you want a Dusty Crunch. Sometimes it's the only thing to satisfy. Sweet. Painless. I'm glad I watched those videos. That's way easier than I thought. Might be valid. All right. Let us reattach. Man, that looks really nice with these switches already. All right. Oh God, this thing's so heavy. I don't have the finger strength for this. I need to start climbing. Actually, I guess I need to hold it together a little bit, huh? Looks awesome so far. Nice. Chocolate Neckos at Keycon? Thoughts? Oh, I'm sure there's a place I could find that'll sell them. I'll do a little... Actually, let me loosen that one up a little bit. I don't want to over-compress this corner. There we go. We'll get it together and then do a tightening round. Well, I got to get some real Chicago beef while I'm there. Pause. Pause the board. Pause food conversation. Don't make me time out you again. I won't do that. No, it's fine. I was like, oh shit, what did I screw up? All right, I think we're secure enough now. I can flip it down to do this last one, and then we'll do a tightening pass. What do you think, Frederick? Should I bring this in on Thursday? Shonies! The Shonies. Welcome. Happy to have you. Oh, it's Shonies. Dropping by to say hello. Well, welcome, welcome. We are working on this F1. The reference to Chicago beef and pause. Huh? All right, I think we are in good shape. Make sure everything is just tight enough, not over tight. Thanks for lurking. Gotta get some coffee and work. Excellent idea. Please bring. I think it will look amazing. All right, we'll see. It will weigh more than my entire backpack normally does, I think, when I come into the co-working space. Oh, good. That was just a little fuzzy hair. I was like, oh no. Little fuzzers stuck to the coat. There we go. Might just be some oils too. Oh, goodness sakes. This thing was killing me when I brought mine there. Yeah. I mean, oof. I can see maybe why Nav wants to build it without weights. It'd be much easier to get around. All right. Let's start doing some caps. Okay, so we've got alt alphas are in here. Let's set this aside for now. And the sniffies, which I really got these for soldering, for actually cutting off like diodes and stuff, diode legs. But they work well for a lot of keyboard stuff. It certainly looks really good with the granites, yeah. I mean, it won't sound as good as once I get those Nixies. But let's be honest. Well, we could also bust out the snail. Yeah, let's do that, actually. How do you mod your Nixies? I haven't. Masters is doing them for me. Yeah, we gotta get the snail up in the mix. Maybe we could do a little cherry escape or one of the snail escapes, but now this does have LEDs. So I wonder if I could do... I do have a num lock and a windowed caps lock. Hello. What are two of those? Anyway. Bourgeoisie. Listen, I have other people mod my Nixies for me. CVBN. Eight, 9, 0. Get out of there, hair. Listen, I get so many hairs in my keyboards, I cannot imagine. And I don't own a cat. I can't imagine what it would be like if I did. Granted, my dog used to get a lot of hairs that would eventually float into things, but... if a cat was like all up in my biz all day, can't imagine. POI. Kind of like the cherry enter more. Well, we can feel it out. We can always go back and forth. And I won't do what I want to do, which is use a mod pipe. I will use an alpha pipe because last time I got yelled at. Just want you all to know how much I love you and appreciate your input. Usual cherry stuff like coat on the stem, a little on the bottom, how there is. Spring swap to different spring and add films. Yes. Yeah, the ones that I got originally were lubed, but I didn't like them. And I think it might have had to do with some of the spring stuff. So I'm glad that he's doing a spring swap. Personally. Because so many people like Nixies, and I'm like, what am I missing? I'm not jiving with these. Let's see. Let's gather up some of these functions. I mean, you just might not, which is okay. That's true. I wanted to like them, though. There was a part of me that was like, I want to like these. I want to be mainstream. That was years ago, though, when I first bought them. Now I don't care as much. But I'm glad that I can hopefully improve them with your assistance. Don't need that. I tried a dry fully stock one and it sounded defective. Yeah, stock cherries are horrible. 100%. I have tried that. Don't need that in this config. Scroll O W. F L P. Springs are so bad. Didn't find stock MX2A that bad. I mean, I've heard that the newer molds have helped a lot. Ooh. Nixie's on carbon fiber slapped in the F1. Good to know. We'll see if they have any carbon fiber plates in this next restock. Otherwise, I could always get Hype and make one. Be interested. I feel like, just from trying the F1 before and from what others have said, and tinkering with it now, like, I think I'm going to tinker with this board a lot and really enjoy it. Like, try a lot of different configs. Some of what Nav was saying with trying without weights, maybe a mix, trying different plates, different layouts. I think it's going to be really fun. Really fun to tinker with. All right. Got our alphas. Might replace the spacebar. Can already tell I don't love a Granite in the spacebar. That might be a job for an Obscura. I'll put in the rest of the keys and come back to that, though. I think I might do the little cherry as an escape, though. Oh, wait, no. With Black Snail, I wonder if this will collide with the case. If we do a little, if we add the vessel. It doesn't sound great, though. Let me see how this goes. It looks cool, but maybe we'll come back to that. Yeah, Tom loves cutting F1 plates. Yeah, I know. I mean, there's a reason why he adds the extra cost on for the grooves. This seems like a headache. Also, I don't think Geon stocks carbon fiber plates. You'll need to get Tom to come on. Oh, okay. Well, I knew that Geon didn't, but I didn't know if Divinity might grab one from elsewhere if they are somewhere. But I guess that would make sense. Well, maybe by the time I get my Nixies, maybe I'll get Tom to make me a carbon fiber plate for the next time we rebuild this. Can't say if I've ever seen a 6.25 bar in F1. No, you said it was all they had, but it's weird. Yeah. When we do the solder build, I will probably use 7U. And then I'll do a split right shift as well, so we can get like a function situation up here. .25 on window keyboards is based. Thank you. I also feel that way because it was my only option. All right, let's get the rest of the keys out. Oh yeah, I forgot that it also had this like translucent enter, which actually I don't know how well that would show up on stream, but let me see if I have my little my Hako flashlight that came with my soldering iron. Look at that. Nuts. But yeah, the translucent enter key that came with this. Whee! Oh yeah, it does a bunch of stuff. It's wild. And it also has a telescoping, bendable flashlight at the end. Look at this thing. This thing is nuts. Perfect for looking down cracks behind furniture and stuff. Yeah, it came with a free gift, and this was one of the options. Isn't that wild? Yeah. There we go. It has like a handle, and then yeah, it has this giant LED section that's super bright, and it can be red or like flashy red. So I'll probably keep this in the car, actually, as like an emergency light. Or like when I go cycling. Anyway. So let's see. Actually, I'm curious. Why is this tab... Is this a different row or something? Why was this tab? No, that's right. I wondered why this tab was in that other set of caps. Because it's the same. I don't know. So when we do... Let me check something. Bum, 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 ba-da. All right, so the first batch is usually the lighter shade, and then we'll do our little checker pattern here. I'm just checking one thing to make sure that I'm actually doing this correctly. So we don't need num lock. We actually need scroll lock. Scroll lock. Here we go. Good. Good. Correct. You can tell how often I build TKLs because I don't remember the order. I always have to double check. Print, scroll, pause. Insert home. Page up. Delete and page down. I'll also be interested to hear how this sounds once I can get a PCB that doesn't have a bunch of extra holes in it over here and see how that affects things, if at all. Yeah, those are deep down there, aren't they? Really love the McLovin PCB I got from my F1. Nice. Let's see, don't need this anymore. If the Divinity restock ends up being a flop. Oh, good to know. Yeah, I need to see what all they posted that they would actually be doing. I think they said the only aluminum plate they would have was the 1.1, which is what I have. But I might pick up an extra one. Ooh. Damn, that looks good. I'll keep a cherry out here and a snail just in case I want to swap them around. Put this back up here. All right, let's see. Let me pause this. Just do a little... I mean, it's not... I don't hate the Granite as the space bar. But I think I might want to brighten it up a little bit. Okay. They do sound much better on alu than any other context I've tried them in so far, which have mostly been plastic plates and PEI, which is a plastic plate, but you know, it shares some acoustic similarities with aluminum sometimes. I do like how poppy the alpha sound, but I think I want to change that spacebar. So I think when I start soldering, I will also need to learn how to min-max so that I can min-max my spacebars, because I'm almost never satisfied with them the first time. And I want that flexibility. So I need to get some sockets. Let me look here. Let's throw an Obscura in here and see how it does. I'm curious about the spring weight difference between these, because these are like 65 or something. Even though they're a little deceptive and don't always feel like it. Let's see. The granites are 55 grams. And these are 65. So that's quite a shift. But I think it will sound better. Yeah, honestly. Well, and also Obscuras are deceptive in a lot of ways. I feel like they're labeled as 65, but they never feel that heavy to me. Ah, yeah, that's more like it. Because the Obscuras did really well in the Frog TKL that we built a couple streams ago. I do dig that. I also don't love how thumpy the bottom row feels. Or sounds. So actually I'm curious if that's a different acoustic property or if that is also these. If it's also the switch. Yeah, that difference. You can almost hear the notes like na, 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 like it's almost singing. It's like a major third difference. Very interesting. I mean, it makes sense. They are very different materials. I don't know that I have the Obscura materialist right offhand, but I know there's a lot of palm in the granites, if I'm not mistaken. Palm and nylon. Nylon top, nylon bottom, palm stem. So I think I like the Obscuras in here more. Although I'm curious, let me just switch a couple of alphas. Like J and K or something, just to see. Because I didn't mind how the alphas sounded. But let's see. Not sold on granites. In a way, this was one of my... I've tried them a lot. And this was one of my last chances for them, to be honest. Of like, listen, I've heard they're really good on alu. I'm going to give them another shot. If they don't wow me, I might end up getting rid of them. I just don't think their sound profile is for me. I don't tend to go for deeper switches. And they've been deeper than I thought they would be. I will say I do love the stock experience of these. Like, they did a really good job with the lubrication and the consistency. But I don't think I love the sound. I'm also just really accustomed to hearing F1s with cherries, including my own, obviously. Yeah. Ooh. So these ones are granites. It's slight. It's not like huge in the alphas. Granites. Obscuras. And the spring weight barely feels different. Obscuras are weird. I love them. Prefer the Obscuras? I do too. So that may be a rebuild I will be doing to turn this back all over to Obscuras. Not tonight. I've only got like 10 minutes left that I have. But might be doing a rebuild before I take this board to my co-working space. So that might be a rebuild tomorrow, probably not on stream. But then I definitely want to do a rebuild with those Nixies. But I'll probably wait on that until... Well, I mean, of course, until you're done with them. But also, I might wait for Gorp and kind of do a Gorp rebuild with this, which would be really fun, I think. But I should probably do a picture for the thumbnail here. But yeah, Obscuras are the way to go. I may be liquidating these in the near future. If anyone's interested, I might do a giveaway of my 108 Granite switches. Giveaway time. Maybe in the future. I don't have time to set that up right now. But that may be coming. I like the classic blues a little bit more, honestly. Which I have in one of my mode boards right now. Come on, there we go. I was trying to remember what all the differences are between those. Spring weight. I think the materials are pretty similar. Yeah, nylon, palm. But the spring weight made a difference for me. I did like the classic blues, but I don't love these ones as much. But I'll keep that in mind. I might rebuild this with Obscuras. Or, honestly, with... I also had these considered. Ah! We'll get that one later. We'll just Frankenstein this for a sec. If you had wanted to go a tactile route, I also had some Retro J's sitting here. So I'll just make this whole confusing mishmash. Ooh. So here's Granites and Obscuras and Retro J's, which are tactiles. I do like how sharp those are in here too. Wonder what in the couple minutes we have here, I'm just gonna keep futzing around. I'm curious what a Retro J spacebar sounds like. Jeez, I had one right here. Maybe a little too pronounced, but yeah, too loud. But that's really cool. Thank you for putting up with me making a bunch of last-minute decisions here at the end. But I think Obscuras might be the path forward for this one. Very nice. All right, let me go back to what I said I was going to do. I'll take those other ones out later, which is get a little picture of this for YouTube. Some tools here. And at some point when I Need a little bored coffee break during work tomorrow. I can swap out the switches in this thing. All right. I can keep the music going though. And we'll turn off some stuff here. Not that one. Get this centered here. That is a damn good looking board. I love the two-tone with the two beiges, with the L9 and the unit. Oh, I didn't put feet on. Oh, stream ruined. Let's see, where did I put them? That is the question. Here they are. That explains the thumpy bottom row. Could it all just be because of the feet, you think? Because the entire bottom was making contact with the desk pad? We'll see. We'll see. Here, let's turn all this back on. All right. Oh yeah, that did help a lot. So that's the Obscura. These are the Granites. It's a really heavy board, you're not kidding. I guess I was surprised that it just made that much of a difference. I think I still prefer the Obscuras, but yeah, that did help. That did help the bottom row not sound as terrible. Obscura is still better, in my opinion, though. Yeah, it sounds way better. Oops! Hey, you know, this is the trade-off for me studying on how to put in the O-ring ahead of time, and then you forget the feet. It's, you know, it's a perfect balance. These things happen. Well, anyway. Lovely board, though. And with Black Snail, it is so nice. Well, thank you, Frederick. Our little port. And our bottom with the badge. Our lovely Geon Works badge. You rate this keyboard out of 10? Very good. Pray tell, what are the other increments in this rating system? I'm mad about the badge, but you did great. It is cool. I like that badge a lot. And it's nice that it's not just like a sticker. I like these feet for what it's worth. I don't know what the alternative is, that what the bump on mod is, but I like these feet just fine. And they definitely helped my scuffed sound test earlier with the bottom row. Keyboard, keyby, then rectangle. So I got keyboard out of 10, so does that mean it's the very bottom of the scale? Oh, jeez. Keyed of the boards. 10 out of 10 would recommend this keyboard. It's very nice. And I'll go in and actually, you know, check that the PCB is working and stuff later. I didn't want to take up any stream time with that. Get the LEDs under control, but just metal rectangles. But there it is. That's the stream. Not bad, not bad. Looks good. Thank you. I am a big fan of these together. But we'll spice it up next time. We'll rebuild this for sure. I will redo the switches, get new switches from Masters, and then we're probably going to throw some Gorp on here too. I like it a lot. I will like it a lot more once I change all the switches to Obscuras, I think. Because they sound much better in this context to me. Higher pitched, clackier. I don't think the Obscuras are quite right for this, but for real, rebuild it with MX Blacks. That is endgame. Everyone's using MX Blacks. I don't care about. I don't know. I've followed hype in other things, and it has been like, whatever. The board itself, I think it does deserve the praise it's gotten. But I don't know. People won't shut up about MX Blacks. And so I'm now being contrarian about it a little bit. I like to mix it up and have lots of different switches available, but I just have MX Blacks in my collection. Wow. Sounds like you need to shake it up. Have a little bit more diversity in your life. MX Blacks are peak. Well, then why aren't you making me those? I don't love MX Blacks because of hype. I just legit love their sound. Granted, I have not tried... you didn't give me those, that's fair. I have not tried MX2A, like the new molds. So I am willing to be wrong about that and eat crow a little bit. I've tried older blacks that I did not care for. But anyway, that's the board. Thank you all for being here so much. I really appreciate it. And putting up with me not knowing how feet work. Oh, what am I trying to do? Open offer, though. Excellent. Who's still streaming? Alex? Sweet. Let's do it. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. We've got some fun stuff coming up pretty soon. Once I get more soldering under my belt. Not literally. That would be very painful. Feet are for gripping. All right. Raid. Here we go. Anyway, thanks again, folks. Really appreciate it. And I'll see y'all on the next one.